Welcome to the Riviera Beach Preparatory and Achievement Academy's 2020 commencement ceremony. My name is Mark Simmonds, principal of Riviera Beach Preparatory and Achievement Academy. Thank you for joining us to celebrate this very special and unique occasion. Tonight's ceremony is dedicated first and foremost to the class of 2020 and their parents, guardians, relatives, and friends that have helped make this event possible. Before we begin, I would just like to mention a few special district personnel that have also made this day possible. It is my pleasure to welcome School Board Member Barbara McQueen, District 1, School Board Vice Chair Chuck Shaw, District 2, School Board Member Karen Brill, District 3, School Board Member Erica Whitfield, District 4, School Board Chair Frank Barbieri, Jr., District 5, School Board Member Marsha Andrews, District 6, School Board Member Dr. Deborah Robinson, School Board's District 7, Dr. Venice Harrell, Assistant Principal of Riviera Beach Prep, Elaine Hubbard Williams, Director of Support Services, June Issa, Assistant Superintendent for Student Wellness. Last but not least, Donald E. Fenoy, II, Superintendent of the A-rated School District of Palm Beach County. Coming up, you'll be hearing from a variety of speakers, including the Superintendent, Dr. Donald Fenoy, Assistant Principal, Dr. Venice Harrell, and Valedictorian, Rankesia Davis. Now, I invite you to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance and the National Anthem.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets sprang clear, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our land was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Hello, and congratulations to the high school class of 2020. You did it. Own it. Be proud of it. You are a graduate of the A-rated school district of Palm Beach County, and that says a lot about you. And while we're passing around virtual high fives, let's reach out to your family and friends who are joining us from your home, online, or on TV this evening as we mark this milestone in your amazing academic career. They played a very big role in your success, and we applaud them. Seniors, although we are physically separated this evening, make no mistake, we are united in our admiration for your success. Class of 2020, let's get real. How remarkable and ironic it is that you devoted the last 13 years of your life to education, while some of the most poignant and everlasting lessons you have learned occurred over the past 2 months, during the final stretch of your high school career. The district's theme heading into the new year was 2020 Vision. Now that's ironic. 2020 Vision? Nobody saw this reality coming. A pandemic named Corona, or translated crown because of the way the virus appears under a microscope, changed life as we knew it. It may look like a crown, but let me tell you, it's been a royal pain. So let's reflect for a few minutes. For 13 years, you learned vocabulary. But again, some of the most memorable words or phrases you will never forget, you learned over the last 2 months. For starters, social distancing. As a society, we thrive on camaraderie, collaboration, and community. Think about that. The things you probably took for granted 2 months ago are now more important than ever to you. Being in a physical classroom on your campus with your teachers, classmates, and friends, sitting side by side. The loving hug of a grandparent. That is just too risky to share right now. Going to the beach or the mall, spending birthdays together, or here's a big one, celebrating your graduation. Distance learning. If someone had said to you that you would be spending the last 2 months of high school in a Google Classroom, full-time from home, maybe even in your pajamas, you would have thought they were crazy. But that's exactly what you did. You and your teachers pivoted with remarkable dexterity and efficiency and just made it work. Essential workers. That includes our medical heroes and also the many other brave souls who didn't have the luxury of staying home. The people who we depend on day in and day out to stock our grocery store shelves, to deliver food and prescriptions, to serve the more than 2 million free meals that the School District of Palm Beach County has distributed to students since our schools closed on March 13th. Okay, in some cases, our heroes do wear capes. You, our esteemed graduates, are also essential. You are essential to your families, to your friends, and to the future of our country. You may feel isolated and frustrated right now, and that is understandable. But I also hope that you take great comfort in knowing that we are all in this together. Your lives will be forever influenced and many decisions shaped by this unprecedented global fight against coronavirus. These are not times to forget. Years from now, when you reflect, this just won't be a frightening time of inconvenience and uncertainty. You will view this as a challenge that you conquered. It's made you stronger, resilient. It's taught you the importance of fraternity, family, and friends. This collective disappointment that you and the entire global class of 2020 is experiencing is valid. You missed out on all of those rituals and traditions that many graduates before you probably took for granted. But I also believe that this current state may very well end up being your most profound catalyst for accomplishing great things. A springboard to your future success and how your journey will leave permanent footprints and impact future generations. You have the power to make sure that your children and grandchildren never experience anything like this. In the class of 2020, we have future doctors, nurses, scientists, and mathematicians who may very well develop the solution to eliminating future pandemics, or at the very least, make our world more fundamentally prepared for the unexpected. We have future business leaders and lawmakers who will demand more efficiency and oversight. You have future bankers and stockbrokers who will work amid a new economic and financial order. We have future educators who will teach in a whole new way while also reminding generations of students of their potential. They will deliver that lesson from the wisdom of knowing tough times and the experience that comes from adapting and rising to a challenge. I encourage you to channel any negative thoughts and use them as a source for motivation to set personal goals. Stay on course and use the redefined 2020 vision to be laser focused on discovering what will make you feel fulfilled, accomplished, and appreciated. If you believe in yourself, if you remain true to yourself, continue to educate yourself, you'll have everything you need to find the right path for you. Many of you are now the first in your family to graduate high school. That's fantastic. Your parents are beaming with pride. Every parent and guardian wants their child to have a better life than they had. You are proving today that is possible. Despite what the news and the headlines and what the social media might tell you, the future is bright. I know that it is bright because I know you. This class, the class of 2020, has already had a profound impact on your community. Your principals, teachers, and I were humbled by your altruism as you supported the people of the Bahamas who were devastated by Hurricane Dorian. You sent supplies, equipment, and money. You've cooked up and provided meals for the elderly over the holidays. You've created programs such as We Dine Together to ensure that no student sits alone in the cafeteria or courtyard during lunch. You sent a contingent of students to Tallahassee to lobby elected officials for additional support regarding mental health for students and staff, not out of concern for yourself, but out of concern for your peers. For these reasons and countless others, I know the future is bright. You are the sum of all of the great things that you have done, that you are doing, and that you will do. Walk with your head up and your shoulders back. Be proud of who you are and where you come from. Since becoming superintendent, I've looked forward to shaking the hand of every graduate who crosses the stage. That's about 14,000 hands each year. I regret that I won't be able to take part in that annual tradition. But please know that I look forward to the day when our paths cross and I congratulate you in person. No matter where your journey takes you after high school, and may that journey be extraordinary. My hope is that you will return to our community with your hard-won wisdom and play an instrumental role in our future growth. You will be welcomed with open arms. In Palm Beach County, we always leave the light on so you can find your way home. I want you to stay safe, stay healthy, and most of all, stay strong. You are the class of 2020.
To the class of 2020, we are so proud of you. I am so sorry we can't be there with you to shake your hands and congratulate you face to face. But just know that we expect great things from you. We know that you're ready, and I personally hope that you will make every effort to make the world a better place, not only for you and yours, but for everybody. Live long and prosper.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It is with great honor for me to be here. I would like to express my appreciation to my teachers, family, and friends who helped me get to where I am today, standing before you. Also, I would like to thank my school administrators for allowing me with this opportunity. I'm going to tell you guys my story. First of all, beginning my freshman year, trying to fit in, I started hanging with the wrong crowd, skipping classes, skipping school, and getting into fights all the time. High school can be very challenging. I was getting suspended every other week. It started to affect my grades. During my sophomore year, I got pregnant. I didn't want anyone to know, so I hid it from everybody, including my parents. The father of my son didn't even know. I continued to try to be a regular student, knowing I was putting me and my child in harm's way by not visiting a doctor and getting proper prenatal care. I was scared and selfish. 5 months into my pregnancy, my mom found out. About the same time she found out, I was kicked out of school. I felt like a huge disappointment. I felt as if I wasn't ready to become a mother and I wouldn't be good at it. In my mind, I thought of myself as another black teenager parent, which was a statistic. People's opinions mattered to me, so I started to feel ashamed that I was so young and pregnant. Now my life begins with me starting at a new school called PACE. PACE was okay for me until I have to have my son. I thought I can pick up where I left off before getting pregnant and continue enjoying life again as a teenager. So I started not to care about school. I was late to school every morning, hanging out in the classes and not meeting my curriculum. Kicked out of yet another school, I began to realize the problem was within me. I needed to change. So therefore, I registered to Riviera Beach Prep, and I didn't have confidence in myself, so I didn't think I could graduate. As a 10th grader, I had 6.5 credits, and I started school at the end of the year. It finally hit me that I needed to do better for me and my keys and mature a little. Once my 11th grade year approached, I had at least 10.5 credits. but I still thought I didn't have enough potential to graduate until I was the first to pass the SAT in the school. Now things began to look much brighter, and I felt like I can do this. I was told that I can graduate a year early, and I let the opportunity pass by me again out of fear. My current year, my 12th grade year, has been the worst for me. I had a few classes, so I thought I could just stop coming to school. My grades began to get affected, and my attendance was horrible, and things at home were not peaches and cream. I ended up being homeless with my son, going home for home just so we have somewhere safe to sleep. I really lost all of hope of graduating. I didn't have a job, no home, no money, and barely family. I was broken, but my son gave me light and hope. I am here to say don't doubt your potential and self-worth. Storms come in life to make you better and stronger. Class of 2020, we have experienced something in our lifetime that no other graduating class may not experience. No one ever expected that our senior year would end this way. No grad bash, no proms, no senior activities, no in-person graduation. The coronavirus had caused us to finish our senior year through online classes and virtual graduation. We will all look back at this one day and say, I remember when. Whatever your hopes and dreams are when you graduate today, don't give up. You can achieve anything you want if you put your mind to it. Now I have a 2-year-old son named Marquise, and because of him, I became the person I am today. Through it all, I now have my own place for me and my son, and I am doing better and graduating with my high school diploma for the both of us. Finally, always remember where you come from and where you're going. Congratulations, graduates.
Good evening. Alternative education programs provide a different pathway for at-risk students who do not meet the goals, standards, and requirements of a traditional educational setting. Upon your arrival at Riviera Beach Prep, or the Prep as it is often referred to, you had to get acclimated to a new environment and quickly learn that although we are labeled alternative, we hold the same expectations if you were in a traditional high school setting. This venture has not been an easy one. I know you never imagined that your spring break would last this long or that you would be partaking in a virtual graduation. Yet, with determination, you are now all bound to pursue life to the fullest. You are unique in many ways and have endured many challenges. Look, you've already shown commitment to personal growth by making it through distance learning. Nelson Mandela said it best. It always seems impossible until it's done. The high school diploma that you will receive is a wonderful tool in this world, one that opens doors to many opportunities. Let this honor of graduating serve as your foundation, the basis to take you where you are destined to be, whether it is a career, a trade, or continue your education to a university or college, or a vocational or technical school. I hope that your time with us at the Prep has been enjoyable and, more importantly, rewarding. This is indeed a milestone that both you and your parents and guardians can be proud. You have developed the necessary skills that you will need to be productive citizens. Your teachers have contributed and influenced your intellectual, social, and emotional growth. Now you have the necessities in your toolbox to get the job done and be successful in life. I do not doubt that you will carry on the tradition of other prep students who preceded you and now are productive members of our society. I would like for you to think about this quote by Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. The ultimate measure of a man is not where he stands in moments of comfort and convenience, but where he stands at times of challenge and controversy. I can truly say the class of 2020 has really left an imprint on my heart. A year the whole world will certainly remember. My sincere wish for you is to live your lives in such a way that you reflect credit upon yourselves, your parents, and your community. As I close, remember our universal guidelines of peace here at the Prep. Students are polite, ethical, adaptable, conscientious, and have esteem. Make connections wherever possible. I endorse the wishes of our faculty and staff when I say to you, congratulations, class of 2020, much success, and stay safe.
Building relationships is a major key attributing to the success of Riviera Beach Preparatory and Achievement Academy, also known as the Prep. But this year, I would be remiss if I did not speak on the new normal, or should I say how the COVID-19 crisis has changed our lives. The prep normal does not consist of the prep's morning hug as you enter the threshold any longer. Even though the physical hug is no longer an integral part of the prep's relationship building, COVID-19 will not take away how the prep family cares for all of you. As I thought more and more about this new normal, I thought about the universal positive behavior support guidelines we share at the prep. Peace. Let me start with P. P represents polite. In this new normal, we must continue to be polite to our fellow man. We are dealing with so many uncertainties, and a please, thank you, bless you can make a difference in someone's day or even their life. So let's continue to be considerate of others. E represents ethics. Graduates, do your best to always have good moral standards wherever you are. You are a representation of everything you have experienced in these formative years. However, you exemplify your character when someone is in the room is the same way you should when no one is present. Remember to be honest in that representation. Honest with yourself and those around you. A represents adaptable. I'm going to save adaptable towards the end of this speech. So let's move to C. C represents conscientious. Graduates, be conscientious in your daily moves. Be conscientious means you are diligent, devoted to completing tasks well as taking your obligations to others very seriously. You must try to share and show love in your world. E represents esteem. Esteem is defined as respect of admiration for someone. Have you heard of the saying, respect is due to a dog? Well, in this new normal, we must truly show esteem to each other. Do your very best to make others feel important. This brings me to the final letter in the universal guideline that we have attempted to teach you at the prep. A represents adaptable. This guideline speaks volumes to me as I look at the present time we are facing in this world. For example, who would have thought as we began school year 20 that this year's graduation would be done from a virtual platform? We are trying as a nation to adapt to this new normal. Graduates, please make your best effort to adapt to this new lifestyle. Have you heard the saying, you can't teach an old dog new tricks? Well, you're not old. You are young and full of life. So be polite as you enter this new chapter in your life. Take the ethics that you have learned and adapt them to while being conscientious to the world around you. If you do these 4 things, you can't help but project esteem on the world and achieve success. Class of 2020, COVID-19 is just one of many challenges you will face throughout your life. Let me close by giving you 4 tips on how to adapt to these challenges you will possibly face. Tip number 1, remember the teachings of the people and respect and value. Let me say that one more time. Remember the teachings of the people you respect and value. For example, I did a lot of things in my past that some that know me would say, is that Mark Simmonds speaking as principal to the class of 2020? But when peer pressure came into play, I thought about the ethics I was taught by my parents. I thought about what they would say or what they would do if I followed my friends. Tip number 2 is the power of belief. You must believe in yourself and your abilities. There is only one you, and you are special. Think about your self-esteem and how you want others to hold you in high regard. Tip number 3, remember who you are and what you represent. It's not just about you, it's about everyone you love and care for. Be conscientious. Tip number 4, and this is my last tip, you need to be committed. Just like you made a choice to commit to this high school diploma, continue to strive to be committed to everything you do in life. Class of 2020, one of my mentors, Miss Elaine Hubbard-Williams, has a saying, and I promise this is my last quote. She says this to me all the time. Mark, I have no picks or favorites. Well, I have a favorite. It is you, the graduating class of 2020 at the Prep. I love you guys and be blessed.
Benkesia Davis, Valedictorian. Michaela Gerlin, Salutatorian. Pedro Almanzar. Kayla Anderson. Charles Anderson. Francisco Andrade. Jasante Andrews. Martha Calrolero Gomez. Takaya Carson. Giovanni Chambers. Alexis Davis. Martavius Davis. Suzille Diaz. Jessica Dotes. Lavdana Derine. Daneria Dotz. Renicia Edward. Ralph Evans Alliance. Jalen Everard Jones. Jalen Fenty. Kamari Franklin. Jaden Freeborough. Shatanya Gordon. Justina Gray. Terrell Inman. Lawrence James. Nyree Johnson. Tristan McLeod. Sharquez Moore. Christina Ortiz. Victoria Perez. Demetrius Pierce. Lacantris Pitts. Marina Ramirez Perez. Sarah Thomas. Destiny Walker. Shania Warner. Darshay Washington. Sanaya White. Emmanuel Whitfield. Amaya Williams. Rashara Williams. Shabari Williams. Willie Williams.
At this time, it is my pleasure to present Riviera Beach Preparatory and Achievement Academy's high school class of 2020. You have met the requirements that have been established by the Board of Education and the state of Florida. Class of 2020, will you please move your tassels from right to left? Congratulations, Riviera Beach Preparatory and Achievement Academy's graduating class of 2020.